Hello and welcome to Whiskey with Rye, where every week we talk about the nose and taste, 3 different ways of whiskey: straight, with water, and on the rocks. This week, the whiskey I'm with, Jameson. Jameson. This is just the classic Jameson, not any of the cask mates or anything like that. Irish whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol, 80 proof. I mean, everyone knows Jameson. Whether it was a pickleback, $2 whiskey, $1.50 whiskey at worst bar when you were growing up in college. Everyone knows it. I have stayed away from this stuff, and apologies, the dogs are just going ballistic back there. I've stayed away from this stuff for about 10 years. So I'm very curious to get back and try it again, especially after so long away from it. It's kind of like why you never go back to tequila, right? So as always, we are going to do a straight and water pour. And this one will be our rocks pour. And I am going to wait to put the ice in just because it is already 80 proof, 40%. So I don't want to water it down too much. I really just want to cool it when we get there. So before we jump into the nose and taste of it straight, just a reminder, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, watch past videos. I know a lot of you have missed some of them. So please go back and watch it. Good content. Hey, we even got one of the distilleries to comment. So we're moving up. We're moving up. And thank you, Rabbit Hole, for the clarification on the last video, letting me know that you did contract to distill, which is very different than source. So kudos and thank you for watching and leaving a comment. Much appreciated. So do the same, everyone, please. All right, so let's jump into the nose straight. Okay, this is already surprising. And hopefully you can still hear me over the doggos. So on the nose, I'm getting a rich butterscotch and green apple. Almost caramel dipped. So growing up, my mom and I would get Granny Smith apples in caramel cups, and we would scoop and mainly eat the caramel, but eat the Granny Smith apples as well. And that was kind of the nose that I'm getting off of this whiskey. My nasal passage is very clear because I just got a swab shoved up there. Yeah, a lot of green apple, which is amazing because I know I never smelled green apple on this when, in my youth. Yeah, you tell them, Lago Vulin. You tell them. All right, so cheers. Let's jump into the tape. Very thin, very kind of basic. I believe this is column and pot still. Yeah, it's a blend. So it's going to be column and pot still whiskey, probably malted and unmalted. But it's very thin, a little bit of the malt, and then on the finish is that green apple. So the green apple does still come through. It's very light, very mellow, very simple, but it's surprisingly good. I've had other things that I would go to first, but I'm not turning my back on this. If someone offers it and says, "Hey, here's some Jameson," okay, yeah, let's get down on some Jameson. So yeah, really just that almost shortbready. Like I am getting a shortbread sweetness, bready sweetness with the malt and the green apple on it. And it's pretty darn good. So I'm going to try and add just a couple drops this week with my Glencairn water jug. All right, that was a little more than a couple drops, but it's fine. Lago Vulin is playing the bongos for you. Just give that a swirl. You kind of have to go hunting for it now. It may have been too much water, so that may be my fault. But it's just kind of disappearing. So give it a taste. More of the wood shows up now. More of the alcohol bite. First straight. All right, let's jump into Lagavulin favorite part. The ice. As always, say it with me, my handy dandy Yeti. And we will pop a cube in there. Lago, would you like an ice cube? Like, yes. Yes, I would. Rio, would you like an ice cube? I don't have a whiskey nickname for him yet. Help me come up with a whiskey nickname for Rio. We have it for Lago. Let's come up with one for Rio. Really, you asshole? You just took it. Sorry, bear with me. All right, and apologies for the language, but you got to call it like you see it. As I'm wrangling dogs and all right, on the rocks. It's more just the straight green apple and caramel. The caramel takes a little bit more of a backseat than the green apple. It was very nice. Very simple, but very nice. On the taste, just more of the malt, more of the shortbread. That's about it. But not too surprising from, they want consistency in each bottle. So it's not too surprising that it's not overly complicated. It's only 40%. So, it's not blowing you out of the water or anything like that. So it's a little more simple. Well, yeah, so that's been Jameson. Surprising re-entry into Jameson. Prefer it neat on the rocks than with water. If you have ideas, especially if they're obtainable whiskeys that you'd like to see on the channel in the future, let me know. Again, please like, subscribe, click that little bell, as I'm sure my editor is thrown in. And we will see you next time. So until then, cheers.